guys, I'm Desikan, and in this video we're going to be doing the ultimate affordable makeup guide. I'm going to be giving you guys my top 3 in each category, maybe more than top 3 as well, but these are like my go-to products. I feel like if I had to choose top 3 in a certain category of affordable makeup, this would be it. I'm doing this just in time for the Nykaa hot pink sale so that you guys can shop all of these products on additional discount. And I have done a high-end version of this, but I did that brand wise, but this I'm going to do it like category wise, because there are some brands that I just don't have a lot of products of, but I want to include it because they are really good products. And also I was anyways planning on doing this video, and I was thinking, okay, this is just perfectly in time for that. So here we have like affordable makeup and then a few like perfume body mist recommendations as well. Not so much skincare and everything, because I have a lot of skincare products. Maybe I should do a completely different video all about skincare, but right now we just have makeup, and this video might be long, you guys. I can't just shrink down a certain kind of a video. This is like an ultimate list, so if you want to find everything in one video, you can stick to this. When I'm doing like a guide sort of a video, this has everything you would pretty much need and like a full-on product review of all of the products. Let's get started. Firstly, with primers, I have like my go-to primers. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I know this is not affordable, but on buy one get one, this is affordable, and when it is on discount, you can pick it up, and it's actually worth the price. It is such a good adhering primer. Best primers I've ever tried out. Like, not in any category as such, but like even in the affordable category as well as the high-end category, this is one of the best primers I've tried out. It makes your makeup so long lasting, smooth, adds a little bit of a glowiness as well, and my makeup stays in place, intact throughout the day when I use this primer underneath. It's such a good primer. And also for a more like cream based, more dewy primer, I like the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth primer. Again, this one beats a lot of high-end primers in my opinion. It's a dupe for a lot of high-end primers. It's almost empty. It's just like air, but it's almost empty because I use this so much. This goes to say that a price tag doesn't define the product. Or just a brand doesn't define the product. It's sometimes just the quality. It's such a good product. And then for a more pore filling effect, I like to use the Insight Professional Primer. This I feel like is very, very similar to the Benefit. This is the Pore Minimizer Primer. Actually, this is very similar to the Benefit Professional Primer. It does the exact same thing for half the price, less than half the price, less than half the price. So it's such a good product. The additional primer, which is a really good primer, a pore filling primer, is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Not as good as the Insight one, but again pretty good if you wanted to try it out. And I use this just only towards the T-zone. Wherever I feel like my pores are predominant on a certain day, I like to use this primer. Then let's move on to BB creams. Okay, BB cream, I have the LA Girl Pro BB cream. This is so good. It has medium high coverage, like satin like finish, very long wearing, pretty good shade range, and also the Mars BB cream. Both of these are really, really nice products. According to the shade range and everything, you can pick it up. This is also a little bit of a thicker consistency. I don't know if they've changed the formulation or anything. This is a pretty old product. I think I have this for over 2 to 3 years right now, so I can only speak about it from the kind of formulation that I own, but both of these are really good BB creams in my opinion. And sort of BB cream-ish foundations are these two. This one is the Faces Canada 3-in-1 foundation moisturizer sunscreen. It's like a lightweight foundation. It's almost like a tinted moisturizer. It's similar to the Smashbox Halo tinted moisturizer, just not as matte as that one. This is a little bit more dewy, but has pretty good coverage. You can keep it at light medium or medium coverage. And same thing goes with the Colorbar 24-hour weightless foundation. This has, when it first launched, it had pretty good shade range. I'm not even sure if this is still available, but a really nice product. Again, very similar to the Smashbox one in my opinion, but maybe not as matte and maybe not as long lasting or durable like in certain weather conditions, but really good products for keeping it at light and buildable coverage. And then coming to like foundations, which pretty much give you medium high coverage, the PAC HD foundation. This is the old packaging, this is the old formulation. I am not sure if they have changed up the formulation along with the packaging, but this one is one of the best foundations you could try out from the affordable range and beat any time. Like this is, I feel like a timeless product because it gives you really good medium coverage. You can build it to medium high coverage. It gives you very nice HD finish on the skin, doesn't exaggerate anything, photographs really well. I have used this for so many different special occasions in my life where I had to be photographed and it looked like a high-end product, and nobody would believe that this was an affordable foundation. And they also have pretty good shade range. It's a really nice product. And another product that I have been using off late so much that I think it's almost empty as well. This one is the KIRO Daily Dewy Serum Foundation. I have this one in the shade 03 Almond Beige. The only problem is that I've not been able to find a perfect shade match for me in this, because this is a tad bit darker. Just because it's not a very thick pigmented foundation, I can get it to work on my skin tone. You just need one squeeze of this and gives you medium coverage for your entire face, and just a little bit more gives you medium high coverage without looking cakey. So this is a foundation that if you own, you can keep it very light medium high. So it's a really good product. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look patchy on your skin. It blends really well and also gives you that satin kind of finish. Again, photographs really well and is a very long lasting foundation. And then something that is on the matte side and pretty full coverage is the Mars HD foundation. Again, one pump is medium high coverage, almost like a full coverage foundation. Not great in terms of shade range, but a really nice product. Again, doesn't have an extremely dewy finish, but also not a cakey matte finish, but it is sort of leaning towards the matte side. So if you have very dry skin, I think you have to prep your skin pretty well, but for me it works out so well, especially with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And oh my god, very long lasting. Again, very flawless looking on the skin. Nothing looks exaggerated, doesn't sit differently on my smile lines. Just looks so smooth, similar to the Charlotte Tilbury foundation in my opinion. Like, that is what I mean when you own these foundations. It's pretty much like a high-end foundation, just that they don't really have shade range. And I'm so bummed. Like, they can launch a couple of different shades in this and so many people would find this helpful, because the price point of this is like 349 rupees, but so good, you guys. And then like glowy products that don't really have great amount of coverage but can add a good luminosity to your foundation is the Lakme Luminous Skin Tint. This is not very pigmented. It has a very subtle tint, not as glowy as you would expect, like the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter, but pretty decent, and also a nice product to wear on its own as well. And it doesn't look too shiny, doesn't have a lot of glitter particles. I have this one in the shade Warm Sand, which is a pretty good match for my skin tone, and I like it. If you prep your skin really well, moisturize your skin really well, and use like a good primer, like a nice hydrating primer, this looks really nice on the skin. And you don't really need, if you don't really need a lot of coverage, just a little bit of a glow, you can use that. And same thing goes with the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. It is pretty pigmented, and it's also a little bit of a shiny product in my opinion compared to the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. It is a little bit more radiant and it can look like Tin Man very fast, so make sure to choose your right shade. The shade 4 medium looks a little bit like silver looking on my skin. Maybe I should have gone for a shade deeper, but yeah, this is a little bit more shinier than that, but not that it has a lot of shimmer particles. It's just that it's a little bit more of a pigmented product, has a little bit more sheen, and yeah, so not chunky glitter, but little bit more radiant. I mean, e.l.f. Halo Glow is not really affordable, but you have to find the right kind of discount. Usually buy one get one. That's the ideal time to pick it up. Next, moving on to color correctors. My favorite color corrector is the Insight Professional Color Corrector Pot. Again, the name is completely died out. It's something I use quite a lot. It's not like a stark orange shade. It has like sort of salmon pink undertone to it, which works pretty well for my skin tone, and it works really well when I don't really have intense dark circles. It's not the most pigmented product, so if you have very dark under eye circles or a lot of pigmentation which are on the deeper side and a little bit more predominant, this would not be enough. And ideally, I would recommend you try out the K-Beauty color corrector, because this is a little bit more pigmented. It's very similar to the Huda Beauty color corrector, so this would give you the right amount of pigmentation you're looking for. It's also nice and blendable. It doesn't look cakey underneath the eyes. I have this one in the shade Peach. I also have the orange color corrector. I've stopped using orange color correctors on its own as much, but this is pretty good for me, my skin tone. It's in the shade Peach. And if you don't really have very intense dark circles and you want a peach color corrector, you can try out the e.l.f. Camo color corrector. This This is also in the shade Peach, but for my dark circles, it doesn't really work out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So in the beginning, when I started to try this out, I didn't really have very intense dark circles because my baby was sleeping. All of this is in her hands. So when she's sleeping really well and everything, even I'm very well rested. But when I'm not rested, this is not enough for me. And then moving on to some concealers that I absolutely love. Now, when it comes to a matte full coverage concealer that is a dupe for a lot of high-end concealers, you could try out the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is one of the best like full coverage concealers I've tried out. Again, not good shades, just 3 shades. That is a big bummer, but this is a pretty good concealer like if you want full coverage. It is on the drying matte side, so if you have very dry under eye area, dry skin, you could stay away from this. It's what I have used to conceal around my mouth because I'd eaten something and there was like lipstick bleeding all over, and this is what I used to fix it. So yeah, this is full coverage and matte, similar to the e.l.f. camo concealers as well. The matte one, it's pretty similar to that. And next up are concealers that are more skin-like and something that I really like to use on a day-to-day basis. This one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I have this one in the shade Butterscotch, which is a perfect match for my skin tone. It's very light medium sort of a concealer. So if you have very intense dark circles, again, maybe you need to use a good color corrector to use this, but it's a really nice concealer to use on a day-to-day basis. Just that punch just soaks up a lot more product and you tend to finish this one up quite a bit. I also have this one in the shade Caramel, which I do use to color correct sometimes. It's a very lightweight concealer, would work for all skin tones. And then I have the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite affordable concealers. Really nice dewy finish, good coverage, good lasting power, would work for all skin types. And even if you have like very dry under eye area, a lot of lines, this would work so well. This is like one of my top 3 concealers for sure. It's such a good product, and this gives good competition to a lot of high-end concealers. And competing with that is this Insight No Smudge Concealer. Again, such a good product. Medium, high coverage, not good shade range. And that's the reason I'm like a little bit like iffy about mentioning these concealers, because what about people of deeper skin tones? You cannot really find a shade for yourself in this. But I have this one in the shade MN18, which is okay, a decent match for me. But the formulation is unreal. The price point is also really good. It is such a lightweight serum like concealer, very lightweight and creamy, blendable, but gives you medium high coverage, very long wearing, and I don't even really have to set this one. I move this to my everyday makeup drawer, competing with a lot of my high-end concealers. That's how good this is. Just that Insight, please launch good shade options. Yeah, come on. And then to set that for loose powders, I have top 3 loose powders. Insight Banana Loose Powder, so good, so affordable, lightweight, finely milled, almost similar to the Huda Beauty, but just not as seamless as that one is. That one adds, it would work for you even if you have very dry skin. It adds a little bit of glow. This one maybe not, but would work for you if you have normal to sort of dry skin, very dry patches, maybe not. But again, a really nice loose powder. I have used this one so much. And then if you live in humid climates, you have oily skin, you just want your makeup to stay in place throughout the day, the K-Beauty loose powder is a really good option to try out. I don't really like it for my skin type, especially normal to sort of dry skin. I feel like sometimes it looks a little bit too cakey, but I have got people commenting that they have very dry skin and they still like it. Maybe it's preference, maybe it's the type of usage you do, but for me it just doesn't work out. But someday when I was like sweating a lot and I was like, okay, I just need a very long wearing loose powder that just keeps everything in place, I used this one and my makeup stayed in place. So it's not a bad product, it's just a little bit on the thicker side, not as soft or finely milled as my Huda Beauty and all of that. And then again, a pigmented loose powder, a cult favorite, the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, cult favorite for a reason. It is pretty pigmented and I got the shade light, I think. Yeah, light medium, because medium was a little bit too dark, and this does oxidize a little bit on the skin. So yeah, I would suggest getting the shade lighter, but a really good long wearing setting loose powder. It keeps your makeup in place again. And then pressed powders, I don't know why nobody even talks about this anymore. I'm not even sure if this is available. The NYX HD finishing setting powder in the shade Banana. Such a nice finely milled powder. Sets your makeup so well. Doesn't cake, doesn't crease, doesn't cake up the makeup. Really nice and soft. If it's available, you could pick it up. And also the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the shade Transparent. Really nice powder that just is a really nice touch-up powder. You can carry it in your bag as well if you want to. And it just keeps the oils at bay. And then something with a little bit of coverage is the KIRO Botanico Compact. This has a little bit more coverage. It's also a really nice seamless soft compact. So if you want it for just powder, if you just want to use just powder for those days, you can do that. It gives you very light coverage, not like a powder foundation, but it's a pretty good product and really nice well-made product. And for a good powder foundation, I do have the L'Oreal powder foundation, which I feel like is the only one that is available in the market right now. Yeah, this one. I don't really like L'Oreal products because I don't get a perfect shade match with them, and the undertone is almost always a little bit pinky for my liking. But this is a good powder foundation if you want to try out. Powder foundations are not for people with very, very dry skin, in my opinion. There are some powder foundations that are a little bit more pricey that works for people with dry skin, but most of these can make your skin look all the more dry. I would ideally suggest like a more cream based product, a more liquidy product to try out if you have very dry skin. But if you just wanted a long wearing powder foundation with pretty decent coverage, you could try this out. The Colorbar powder foundation is also really nice, but I'm not sure of the shades available anymore. I've talked about that in the past. Yeah, so moving on to powder blushes, I think I mentioned this in my previous video as well. One of the best powder blushes is the K-Beauty matte blush in the shade Soft Nude. I can never find a dupe for this shade. It's one of the best shades of blushes out there. It's a little bit, it's a little pinky, little brown, little peach. It's just looks so good on Indian skin tone. Even if you are of a much deeper skin tone than I am, it doesn't have a crazy amount of kickback. It doesn't dry your skin out. It looks smooth. It looks beautiful. It's not a very blurring blush, but it's a nice blush. It's not like matte. It has that soft matte finish. Wouldn't exaggerate anything as well. So good. And another blush is the Colorbar blush in the shade Sweet Scarlet. This is not as like smooth as the K-Beauty one, but the shade is really, really nice and very flattering on Indian skin tone. Every single time I've worn these blushes, I've always got compliments, and like it's very rare people ask you what blush do you have on your skin, and these do fetch you those compliments. And of course the Daily Forever 52 blush, they make one of the best powder blushes in my opinion, and the shades are so like you get so much of variety, you get a lot of quantity as well. You get 10 grams of product. This is in the shade Sandy, and online I think it's called, I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, this is also a really nice shade, almost similar to the K-Beauty one, a little bit of a nice nude shade of blush, and the formulation is great. Lasting power, amazing. All of these powder blushes have the best lasting power. Now coming to like different formulations of blushes that you might be interested in. Now coming to stick blushes, I do have quite a few of it. I'm going to be powering through this like anything. The Insight Stick Blush, really, really affordable, great lasting power, good shades. They have this one in the shade Plum Squash. I also have another shade. This one works out for really nice for people of much deeper skin tone than I am. It is pigmented, it is long wearing, and super affordable. And then my favorite is the KIRO Stick Blush in the shade Vintage Rose. This is really nice, like a peachy nude kind of a shade, and works out really well for my skin tone. Very long wearing, and after using this I was like, nude sticks, what nude sticks, this is so long wearing. But something that beats all of this, and something I use almost all the time and I get complimented and get asked about my blush a lot, is from DM Beauty. This is in the shade Mon Armor. One of the best stick blushes I have tried out. It beats my KIRO, it beats the Insight and everything. If you have the budget, if you want to try it out, you can. This is a really nice pigmented nude shade, not like any other brand. So it has a little bit of a dewy finish to it. It's super blendable, very, very long wearing blush. I don't really even have to touch up on this blush and all of that. It just has a little bit of a funky smell. Most of their products do. Just keep that in mind. But the product itself, like this blush, is so good. that I highly recommend you guys try it out. Also, coming to liquid blushes from the same brand, the DM Beauty liquid blush. I have this one in the shade. I'm not sure why there is no shade on this, but this is like a deeper shade. I'll try to leave it right here on the screen, or I'll of course link it in the description box below. This is again a very nice pigmented liquid blush. It is super blendable, very long wearing, and amazing. This brand has been coming out with such good products. I want to try out a lot of their other products as well, maybe in the future, but so good, you guys. And then an OG, oldie but a goodie, the Makeup Revolution liquid blush in the shade Rose Lust, a good dupe for the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. I'm not sure why when Makeup Revolution were duping a lot of high-end brands, everybody was like, this brand is just like ripping off high-end brands and all of that. When e.l.f. is doing the same thing, nobody is even talking about it. I don't know why. But yeah, this is a really good dupe for the Rare Beauty blush, and also a similar shade. I think it's called Encourage or something like that. And also these kind of, squeezy tube blushes, the Makeup Revolution Super Dewy blush, really nice. This one is in the shade You Got Me Blushing, and this is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb. All of these, such good blushes. They have a little bit of a creamy liquid, but a moussey formulation. So they're not like straight up creamy like in a pot, but they're not also liquid like runny. So they have a moussey formulation, and these two are my favorite for that. They give you again a very nice velvety smooth finish on the skin, very long wearing. I also have something from Blue Heaven that I used to like, but that I had to cut open. It's completely over. That was also a really good product. Something that comes in a pot, the Swiss Beauty Macron Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Macron. This works really well for your lips, your cheek as well. Very long wearing, pigmented. Look at this shade. It's a nice mauve, okay, like a deep mauve shade. Again, would work for different skin tones, would work on your lips as well. So good. I've used this one up so much. And the Gush Beauty liquid blush in the shade Flushed Pink. Again, a very beautiful shade. It makes you look like you're naturally flushing. The packaging is really nice as well. And this is the shade of blush. Like, it's a little bit like dewy but blendable. Really good blush. Okay, next, let's move on to contour. For powder contours, I feel like the affordable market lacks powder contours and powder bronzers in general. There are not a lot of options available, but one of my favorite contour products from the affordable range is from Itex Dazzler. This one is in the shade Contour. This is a very nice like cool tone contour. Give you that chiseled out cheekbone, very pigmented, would work on multiple different skin tones. And then let's move on to some stick bronzers. The Lakme bronzer in the shade Bold Drama Neutral Medium, one of my recent purchases and recent find, but I really like it. It's a nice pigmented bronzer that would show up on you even if you are of a much deeper skin tone than I am. Very blendable, beautiful product, and so happy to see this from Lakme. Like, it's been ages since I loved some Lakme products, and they are certainly so good. And then we also have this one. This is only available on the Cult app, so not really applicable for the Nykaa sale, but if you want to pick it up from the Cult app, you could. This one is a Sunny's Face multi-stick. I have this one in the shade Palisander. Such a good shade of contour for my skin tone. It is cool tone. It is very blendable. You can use this on top of your foundation as well. Even if you're not underpainting, it gives you the most like subtle contour effect. Very easy to blend it out. And then if you wanted something that is super affordable in a stick form, this one is the Itex Dazzler foundation stick in the shade Contour. I also have the shade Dusky FS2. This is more of a bronzer shade for my skin tone. Like, let me swatch it and show you. So this is Dusky FS2, which is a little bit on the red warm side, and this is Contour. This one is called Contour FS. So this is a little bit deeper, a little bit more cool toned, and they do seem a little bit rigid. Okay, so you can use this for underpainting, or you would need a little bit more time to blend them out, but the price point just beats everything. I think this was for 100 or something like that. The price point is really good. Quite blendable products, very long wearing as well. I have used the shade Contour so many times. Well, I'm getting ready for good events, so I've been wearing this and nobody would know. These are that good. And something that is more on a liquidy form and a little bit, like squeezy tube packaging ones. This one is the Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Contour. I like it. I don't really like the packaging. It's just like a bulky packaging that takes some time to squeeze out the product, but the undertone of this contour is so good that See, I can't. I'm so scared to squeeze it out because it'll sometimes squirt the product out. It has the right undertone, like I can chisel out my cheekbone with it without it looking too much, too harsh, and it doesn't take me a long time to blend this. So I sometimes use this on top of my foundation, not for under painting, and it works out. Then also something that is very easy to blend. This one is the Pack Take Cover Concealer. This one is in the shade, I think, Coffee Bean. It's a beautiful shade for my skin tone. I use this so many times in my videos as well, and you'd have seen it. It is a little bit like it's like neutral, you know. It's not too warm but not too cool tone, so it just works out as a multi-purpose product, like on the go, very easy to blend. And a couple of recent discoveries that I like is the Tipsy Contour Cushion, and this one is in the shade Maple Syrup, and this one is the Daily Forever 52 Cream Contour. And these two are a little bit darker, so you use this only if you're using like for underpainting purpose, or you just have to use it with a very, very light hand if you already have your foundation on. And they do take a little bit of a time to blend, not like the Makeup Revolution one or the pack ones. Let's move on to highlighters. Okay, I love highlighters, and the more natural looking ones and the more glowy ones. I don't really have powder highlighters to talk to you guys about in this video because I have stopped using powder highlighters. I'm not going to be denying that. So right now the ones that I have are like more on that glowy, natural looking side. The first one is the Nykaa Strobe and Glow liquid highlighter. Most used liquid highlighters. Is one of my favorite liquid highlighters. I like to use it just as a highlighter, not as a strobe cream. I don't mix it with anything. It's what I have on my face right now. Can you see that shine? Yeah, it's this. You just have to use it with a very, very tiny drop, okay? It doesn't squeeze the product out, so you have to take it at the back of your hand and then apply it, and it gives you that wet sheen. It is a little bit intense, which I like. I like that it's like that, and it doesn't fade away or anything. It gives you that wet, sheeny look. It doesn't have any large shimmer particles. You can't even really see it, even if you come really up close. Good product. And then, of course, the newer launch, the K-Beauty liquid highlighter, is very similar to the Nykaa Strobe and Glow, just that this is on the thinner side. It's not as thick as the Nykaa Strobe and Glow, but you cannot pump the product out. You have to actually take it out like this and then apply it. But this also gives you that same wet sheen, but not as intense as the Nykaa Strobe and Glow one, and not as long lasting as that, but it gives you that very nice wet looking highlight. And you can mix your blush with this and all of that and give you that glow. If you're someone who found that the Nykaa one was a little too wet, too sticky looking, then you can try this out. I still find that the Nykaa one is a little bit more intense than this highlighter itself. And then also something a little bit more subtle but really nice is the Inside Pro liquid highlighter. It does have a little bit more shimmer particles than those two highlighters that I showed, so it is something that you have to use with your makeup, and it just gels in with your foundation pretty much once you're done with your entire makeup. But if you were to go under certain lighting or like in natural light, you can see a little bit of shimmer, but it's pretty subtle. It's nice. I like it. Okay, I have used it a lot and recommended it a lot. And then to set my makeup, I just have two setting sprays that I absolutely love. One is the Pack Micro Finish setting spray. Is just the best. Okay, the packaging, the way it spritzes the product, see, oh, so fine. The mist is so fine, sets your makeup in place. But it doesn't add any amount of dewiness or anything. It just sets your makeup and also takes off all of that powderiness. But I like this one to make my makeup a little bit like skin-like, add a little bit of radiance. This one is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. It also has that same micro fine like spritz. Okay, it doesn't like squirt or spit the product out, and also it doesn't make your face wet, so it's really easy to set your makeup. I don't know about how long lasting it's making my makeup, but it just makes my makeup look so like a little bit dewy, a little bit glowy. I like that. And also it takes off all of that powderiness. Like my foundation was looking a little bit borderline powdery, and this every time comes to the rescue and sets and takes off all of that powderiness. Let's move on to eyes. For eyebrow product, I do have a handful of these. Let me talk to you guys about these really quick. Sugar Arch Arrival Eyebrow Shaper, 3-in-1 eyebrow shaper, Taupe Tom. I also have another one in brown. Use these constantly. I still use it to date, and it's a really good product. And then if you want very softer, like defined eyebrows, you can try out the Etude House Drawing Eyebrow Pencil. I have this one in the shade Ash Brown, which works out like a really nice soft definition of eyebrows. Okay, really good. It is a little bit rigid, so you have to apply a little more pressure, but it's something I am reaching out for so much. And I have two shades. I use this pretty much every single day. And I also have the Insight Eyebrow Pencil. I got by mistake the shade black, but the shade brown is what I like, and it gives me like the fuller looking eyebrows that I want. It gives me the shape I want and everything. Is one of the best eyebrow pencils I have tried out. And then moving on to eyeshadows, I'm not a very big fan of eyeshadow palettes anymore. I've stopped investing or buying in a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I feel like these pretty much complete my collection. The Posh Beauty eyeshadow palette, this is one of the best eyeshadow palettes I own in my collection. The formulation of this one is so good, and also the color selection is great. The shimmer shades are nice, and pigmented foily matte shades are so pigmented, blendable, has a deep dark black shade. Really good palette. They've nailed it with this formulation, and I've talked about this so many times for a reason. It's a good palette. It's not very affordable, but you can find it on discount most of the times. Not like affordable. And then the Swiss Beauty Luster eyeshadow quads, so good. Try this out and you would not be disappointed. The shimmer shades are so nice, and foily matte shades are pretty good as well. And then the Lakme eyeshadow palette, this one is the 402 variant, which is a really nice cool tone shade. I have used this one again so much. I love it. And for a duochrome sort of eyeshadow, this is the one that I use. This is from Mars. This one is their Northern Lights in a Pan eyeshadow. I use these so much because they give you that nice sheen and they give you that duochrome shift. Kajal, I think I love the René Midnight Kohl pencil. I've talked about this so much. It's what I have right now lined as well. It's really long wearing. It doesn't smudge as much. It's a nice black, stock black kajal, which I really like. Okay, and something else also that I've used so much, it's not as long lasting as the René one, but pretty good black and pigmented, is from Bellora. Can you see that? Yeah, this is also really good if you want to like a tight line, apply it on your waterline and all of that. Really good kajal. And then some colored kajals is this one. This is from Swiss Beauty. This one is their holographic eyeliner. I've got pretty much all of the shades because I love this. I have this one, the shade Colored Earth. I have couple of other shades. I love the duochrome shift it gives. It's very easy to apply. So this is like a bluish greenish shift. Looks like high-end product. So good. Doesn't have any kind of fallout. It doesn't smudge easily. It's long lasting. Doesn't sting and burn your eyes. Good products. Moving on to mascara. Of course, I have a lot of mascaras to talk to you guys about. The Swiss Beauty Craze Mascara Duo. Really nice, good amount of length, volume, and it's pretty much waterproof. I guess it doesn't even really smudge easily. So really good product, very long lasting. And recently I tried the L'Oreal Panorama mascara. It's nice. It's very similar to the Max Stack mascara. It has the same amount of length, volume, black. It doesn't really have like that, you know, flakiness on your eyes. It doesn't look dry as well. It's really good. But my absolute favorite recent discovery of mascara is from PAC. I feel like, you know, they call this a revolutionary mascara, and I certainly believe it is. So this is the PAC Twist and Lift mascara. This is like the 4-in-1 mascara. So it's like, you know, the each setting has a different kind of wand. So you get a more lengthening effect, you get a more volumizing effect, then length and volume and a lift, and then a very like voluminous effect on the fourth setting. And it's the mascara I have right now, and I have been loving this. Okay, it's not waterproof, it's not long wearing, it does smudges a little bit here and there. I love what the concept is. I just wish they make like a waterproof variant or a more like non-smudging variant of this. It's not like it moves around or anything. After a while it does have a little bit of a flakiness, but the length and volume this mascara gives, no other mascara has given me. It is insane, you know. It just looks like false lashes. So good. If you have to pick up just one mascara, this one. It's not very affordable. You can find it on discount. I don't really have liquid liners, you guys. I hardly ever use liquid liners, so I didn't include that. Now let's move on to lips, because that in itself is a big category. Next up, moving on to like lip oils, lip stains and all of that, and then moving on to other lip products. A lip oil, like a pH lip oil, is of course like KIRO pH lip oil. This one is something that gives you a little bit of a pink tint, and once like a pink hue, and once it's faded away as well, it leaves a beautiful stain on your lips. It's pretty hydrating. It's a nice product. I really like the packaging of this, and I also have this one in the red variant, which I really like. And the Blue Heaven lip oil, this is a tinted lip oil. A lot of people were like, I think that's a lip lacquer, it's not a lip oil. No, it has that same formulation like a lip oil, just a little bit more of a pigmented version of your usual lip oils, which would work really well for people of deeper skin tones. I have this one in the shade Sugar Plum. It's what I have mixed in with another product which I will mention in just a bit. Very hydrating, very nice, not transfer proof, not long wearing, but leaves a beautiful stain as well, and very comfortable on the lips. Lip stains, couple of lip stains that I absolutely love. This one is from Love Child. This one is the Gelato lip gelato. I don't know if it's a lip oil or a lip stain. It has a very nice hydrating formula to it. It's very, very nice, you guys. Very long wearing. Doesn't suck the moisture out of your lips and leaves a beautiful stain once it's gone as well. Such a long lasting stain, and I love the formulation of this one. I'm so glad that there are Indian brands coming up with formulations like this, because I don't really like the Romand juicy tints because I find them to be like very waxy and they suck out the moisture from my lips. But these on the other hand are super, super hydrating. So definitely try them out. I got this in PR. I got a couple of different shades. Maybe I will make a dedicated swatch about it, but for now I have this one in the shade Cherry. Yeah, Cherry. I did use it quite a bit, so I really like it. And then my trusted lip stain, that is the LA Girl lip stain. It's what I have on my lips right now, mixed in with the Blue Heaven lip oil. I love this. It's very hydrating, very long wearing, doesn't suck the moisture from your lips. Beautiful shades, beautiful sheen as well throughout for a very, very long time. And even though it transfers, it leaves a very, very long lasting stain on your lips. This is beautiful. Such a good product for the price. And then something that is very similar to the LA Girl formulation from an Indian brand. This one is the KIRO Lip and Cheek Tint. I really like it. This is in the shade 03 Raspberry Compote. It's something I use quite often, almost on a day-to-day basis. It has that same hydrating, lightweight formulation, leaves a beautiful stain, beautiful shade selection as well. So you can try out either one of these. And then for lip glosses, I have the e.l.f. Plumping Lip Gloss, one of my favorite lip glosses of all time. I've used this so much. It's very hydrating on the lips. And also another affordable lip gloss is from Mars. This one is their Jelly Bean Lip Gloss. They have beautiful shades. I have this one in the shade 05. It's very nice and hydrating, and also a Swiss Beauty lip gloss. The Swiss Beauty Plumping Lip Gloss is also really good. Let me talk about lip creams, lip mousses. I feel like Blue Heaven has nailed it with this cookies and cream, cookies and souffle lip creams. These have a very hydrating formulation. They're not transfer proof, but the shade selection in this one is so good. Now, if you wanted like a Korean product, this one is the Romand Lip Tint. This is a product that transfers quite a bit, a little bit creamy but beautiful shade. This is in the shade Deep Soul. This is the only shade that I absolutely love and would recommend. Now moving on to more long-lasting lipstick formulations that are a little bit more comfortable on the lips. The KIRO Liquid Lipstick is like really nice, pigmented, long wearing, comfortable on the lips. They have beautiful shade selection. Their deeper shades are so nice and pigmented. They don't go on patchy at all. They have really nice nude shades as well, cinnamon nude, nutmeg nude. All of this you can try out. I have this one in the shade Dusky Grape. I'm not sure if this is still available or discontinued, but really nice formulation. Okay, very pigmented, not one bit patchy. And a recent discovery is the Stays 929 liquid lipstick. These are again like, this is in the shade Wine and Dine. Very long lasting, comfortable, pigmented, and doesn't dry your lips out. But these are like typical matte liquid lipsticks. They are not something that transfers a lot. The Lakme Matte Melt Liquid Lip Color. This one is in the shade Mocha Shot. One of the best liquid lipsticks I've tried out. Again, a really nice liquid lipstick, really nice shade selection. They have this one in the shade Brown Souvenir as well. They go on a little bit runny, not as pigmented, and also can be a little bit tricky to get them to dry down, but they have beautiful shades, beautiful formulation, and I find them to be very long wearing without drying my lips out. And also the Lakme liquid lipstick in the shade Chocolate Temptation. What a beautiful shade. Definitely you have to try that out. And then for more like experimental shades, not typically the best formulation, but really beautiful different shades, you can try out the Fay Beauty Lip Whip in the shade Stroke Nut. Beautiful shades, beautiful darker shades as well, but not the best formulation, at least the ones that I own. And the Love Child by Masaba liquid lipstick, I have this one in the shade No Rules. It fits. Very nice, cool toned, grungy shades in case you're looking out for something like that. Like, look at that. This can be slightly drying on the lips. Now coming to lip crayons, Color Chemistry lip crayons. One of the best lip crayons I've tried out. Very pigmented and very long wearing, doesn't dry my lips out, and I have beautiful shades in this from whatever I picked out. Rosewood, Honey, all of those really nice shades. And then the Mama Earth Long Stay Moisture Matte lip crayons. Okay, these are so good, especially like their deeper shades in the shade Rum Punch and what is this called? Plum Punch and Hazelnut Brown. These are really nice, soft, matte, pigmented, long wearing, but don't really dry your lips out. Very comfortable on the lips. This is one of the best formulations from Mama Earth actually, and quite a good lip formulation. Not long wearing as such, but they don't really dry and flake on your lips, and they have really nice shades. And if you want very long wearing lip crayons that don't really transfer as much, you can try out the Swiss Beauty lip crayon. I have this one in the shade Coffee, which I've heard has been changed, like the shade, but the formulation, it's pigmented. It's pretty much transfer proof once it dries down on your lips. And same thing goes with the Mars lip crayons as well. And then for bullet lipstick, pigmented, beautiful shades, creamy matte formulation. The Colorbar lipstick is where it's at. It's one of the best formulations till date. You know, the Maybelline creamy mattes used to be like that, the older ones, but they've changed it up now. I have these in a couple of different shades. Unspeakable is this one. They have discontinued a couple of different shades in this one. I'm not sure why, but these were the best launches from Colorbar actually. And also the Swiss Beauty non-transfer lipstick, you could try out any shade that you like. There's so many different shades I've swatched, talked about. Bronze, Mauve Taupe, Rusty Nude, Spice Nude, so many different shades. And also their HD matte lipstick. This one is in the shade Brandy Harrington. It is a very popular nude shade for a very good reason. It's like that deep pink shade with a little bit of brown undertones to it, mauve undertones to it. Works on every single skin tone. I've seen this one on. Even if you're of a much deeper skin tone, it's very nice and pigmented. Not the most long wearing lipstick and not the most comfortable lipstick, but it is pretty comfortable on the lips. And then the KIRO, the KIRO bullet lipsticks. All of the shades are really nice formulation. Okay, this is again such a like different formulation. It's a creamy matte lipstick. You'd expect it to like fade away from your lips in a whiff, but it's actually very long wearing. It does transfer quite a bit, but it's very long wearing, but doesn't dry your lips out, and it's very comfortable on the lips. This is the shade Spicy Cinnamon, which is one of my favorite shades and something that I use so much even till date. A nice nude shade. They also have the shade called Nude Garnet, which is a really nice shade for like our skin tone. And if you want like a completely matte, super matte lipstick, this is the Nykaa Ultra Matte Lipsticks. Till date, I'm telling you guys, I haven't found a shade as beautiful as Nykaa Cleopatra. Like, look at that shade. Beautiful. They have a lot of different shades in this. Some of them are a little bit unique, but this is one of my absolute favorite, like deep pink shades. And till date, I feel like this formulation is really good. This shade is that good. So yeah, that pretty much we complete all of the lipsticks. That were a handful of it. And now let's quickly move on to body mist and all of that. You can try out the Sol de Janeiro body mist, but it's just a body mist. It's not very long wearing. You're paying pretty much for the brand. I'm not knocking you from trying it out because I myself tried it out. If you want to try it out, you can. It's not the most long wearing, again, because it's a body mist. The way it's formulated is very different. So don't expect a body mist to be very long lasting, even if the brand claims it. I think by now we should be aware of how products are formulated. EDPs are a little bit more long lasting, but again, it comes from different price points. So when there is a very affordable EDP, usually the fragrance oil, you know, the percentage of the fragrance oil they use, the amount of alcohol and all of that varies, which makes it a lot less long lasting. But these are some of my favorite affordable body mists and perfumes. So I'll mention how long lasting they are as and when we talk about it. Favorite from this variant is, I've talked about this quite a few times, the Aqualogica Dewy Floral Kiss. This is amazing. It has Lily of the Valley. It's a very nice, beautiful floral, like sweet floral scent, but not at all nauseating, not at all repulsing. Smells divine. You can apply this on your hair as well, and you get pretty good quantity. And these are for 499 rupees. You get 150 ml, you guys. And then my most used body mists are, of course, the Victoria's Secret Bombshell body mist. This is quite long wearing. This is Bombshell Seduction actually. So I've used this one so much. If you want to buy the Victoria's Secret perfume in the shade in the variant Bombshell, do not purchase it, you guys. It has no smell and it doesn't last as well. The body mist at least have some kind of scent lingering. This is the Victoria's Secret Bombshell Passion, which I got for like 500 rupees, and that's the reason I picked it up. Again, not very long wearing, but when you spritz it on your outfit and everything, it smells good and pretty decent. This has like, you know, like a plummy berry kind of a scent. And then I got the Victoria's Secret Velvet Petal. I got Pure Seduction and Bare Vanilla. All of these are really nice. You can pick them up when there is a buy one get one, or like on a flat discount you would. And then now moving on to perfumes, the Plum Body Lovin' perfume in the variant Vanilla Caramello. Again, a nice sweet vanilla scent. It's not at all repulsing for me, but it could be if you are someone who hates vanilla perfume, and especially vanilla mixed with something else. a sweet vanilla note. Okay, it's pretty long lasting. I like this. I really do enjoy using this particular perfume. And then the Rene perfume in the variant Bloom. This is quite similar to Carolina Herrera Good Girl perfume. It has that spicy note, sweet, like a floral spicy note to it. If you wanted like a little bit of a spicy scent, you can try this out. And then of course my OG combo is the Nykaa Joie de Vivre perfume and Iba perfume in Raindrops. Now this scent is what originally the Davidoff Cool Water Blue used to smell like, but they've changed that. Okay, this is very long lasting, and the combination of these two scents are so good. You would thank me later. Like this on its own, maybe you wouldn't like it. This is a little bit of like a fresh citrusy scent, and some people find this to be similar to detergent, which I don't know how, but some people do find it to be similar to detergent. So if you find this like okay on its own, mix it with this one. This is also really affordable, and the combination of these two is so long lasting and smells divine. I put that aside. As you can clearly see, it's been a while since I used this combination because I have been testing out so many other perfumes, body mist for videos, constantly getting sent a lot of it. But yeah, and then I was sent these perfumes as well. This one is the Moody Strawberries and Champagne EDP. I feel like the bigger packaging would be probably a little bit more long lasting than this, but this is sweet. Okay, it's a beautiful scent. And this Moody, they come in a set like this. Oh, it matches my outfit, by the way. So it comes in a set like this, which is also, I feel like, a little bit of a reasonable price point. You get it for $9.87 and you get 4 different variants, and most of it is pretty good. Like they have a dupe for Bombshell by Victoria's Secret, and a couple of different other perfumes that could also be dupes for a lot of high-end perfumes. So you can try out this set in case you just didn't want to pick up a single. You have a pretty decent wear time if you spritz it on your outfit, but on its own, they're not the most long-lasting perfumes I've tried out. Same thing goes with the Bella Vita perfume. I think this one is what is very popular. This is called Date Woman, and this I think you would like if you are in your early 20s or you're in your teenage years. It's a little bit of like that powdery floral scent. And this one is called Senorita. This is a little bit more of a mature, sweet floral scent, which is also really nice. I feel like this is not talked about as much. And this also comes in a set, which is also a great deal for the price that you get. But if you didn't want to pick it up as a set, you can try it out individually as well. Those are pretty much all the products I wanted to talk to you guys about. This is my ultimate hit list, and I just wanted to make this right in time for the sale so that you can pick it up during the sale. So let me know what you guys think about these products. Let me know what other videos you'd like to watch in the comments down below, and while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.